The Mount Underwood wildfire burning south of Port Alberni is now more than 3,400 hectares. More than 500 properties have been without power since Monday evening. And Mayor Shari Minions is telling people not to panic, but to be prepared. Colby Rex O'Neill is a photographer and a filmmaker, and he's the owner of Lotus Eater Films, and he's been trying to document the fire on social media. And Colby is on the line with us right now. Colby, hi there. Good afternoon.
Hi. Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the Mount Underwood fire. How did it come about that you started taking photographs of it?
The Wesley Ridge fire happened I live right beside there. So I've been kind of documenting that one for the last 2 weeks. And I had just got a notification where it finally put on being held and not out of control. So I thought I was going to be able to take some time off from that. And I just had my cameras ready to go document the meteor shower. And then I started seeing notifications and alerts about this fire starting. And my sister had called and she was having to drive through the back roads from Pachina Bay. She'd been camping there with her kids and almost got blocked in. So I decided to take my gear and just go out and see if I could find a viewpoint of the fire when it was started.
I see. Have you photographed wildfires before? Anything like this?
2 summers ago, there was another fire on Cameron Lake across the way from Wesley Ridge. I actually documented it from Wesley Ridge. So that was my first experience with that, but I kind of learned a lot about how to photograph it.
I see. What kinds of things do you normally photograph?
All kinds of things, but like nighttime is like where I'm still a hobbyist. I enjoy going out at night. I do a lot of northern lights, like the meteor shower. I was going out to go document if there's lunar eclipses, that sort of thing. But I like photograph everything.
I see. Can you describe some of the wildfire photographs that you've taken?
So what I've been doing is nighttime long exposures for most of them, because it really is able to enhance the light and kind of show the devastation and what is actually happening. Because when you're standing kilometers away to the naked eye, it kind of just looks like smoke billowing out of the forest. But when you're at nighttime with the long exposure, you kind of see all of the heat, all of the action, all of the embers, all of the smoke, all of the fire actually at its core, because the light's able to look at it for a little bit longer than our eye is when you have that exposure set.
Well, again, that gives you a whole other perspective of what's going on, and how does that affect you? I mean, as you're watching this unfold.
I think it's therapeutic for me to be able to document it instead of just wondering about what's happening. If I weren't able to go see it and there was something near my home like this, I think I'd be very restless. So it's kind of a bit of a blessing and a curse that I feel like I can go document it the way I can, be able to share with people to show how crazy and dramatic it really is. But then I also feeling obligated to go out and do it, and I'm fairly exhausted. This is like over 2 weeks now where I've been surrounded by forest fire.
Yeah, no, I know, and we hope it's over soon. Now, were you ever in a situation where you felt you maybe were too close to the fire?
We were on evacuation alert for 10 days. And there was definitely a moment after the search and rescue came and gave us our physical alert order that it felt very real and that we might have to leave. We have all of our personal belongings packed up and ready to go, and like the important things, passports, photos, irreplaceable stuff. But I never really truly felt like our house was at risk, but I definitely thought we might be told to leave so they could preventatively deal with it.
I see. Well, there are more than 3,000 impressions on your post on Facebook, nearly 1,000 comments on your photographs as well. And from what we've read, a lot of people are grateful for your documentation. There are some negative comments in the mix as well. What are you hearing from people?
Well, there's definitely quite a few people from my last photos saying they're AI, which at first I found kind of flattering, saying they think my photos are so good they have to be fake. But then people are actually like going around on other people sharing them and like posting that they're fake. And someone even went as far as editing a fake news article photo with my photo on it, sharing that, so they're sharing a fake photo saying my photos are fake, which I thought is pretty ironic and funny. So I was annoyed for a minute, but now I kind of just think it's funny. The one thing that there's been a few comments of that I don't like, though, is people trying to say that I'm like fear mongering and trying to make it seem more dramatic than it is, because this is my backyard and I'm out there seeing it, and it is very dramatic and something we all need to take very seriously.
Well, it's
As
true, and
part of
and it was close to home for you, wasn't it? I mean, the fire, and I'm talking about now the second one, the Mount Underwood fire, grew very, very quickly. I understand even your sister had to evacuate from a campground this week. What happened there?
Yeah, she was camping at Pachina Bay when the fire started, and luckily caught wind of it enough to get out through the back roads. But the main road had already been closed in like an hour or two. And like I'm still close to this fire. It's not. I'm a 25-minute drive from port. I'm currently sitting inside of the smoke from this fire. There's still ashes landing in my yard. We have some of the poorest air quality in the country, and I actually think some of the poorest air quality in the world right now. I think we're in 11, which is worse than like the cores in Shanghai and the most metropolitan areas in the world.
Right. Well, we just had a message from one of our listeners who's here in Kitsilano who says, we're smelling wildfire smoke in Kitsilano this afternoon. I was shocked to hear the Port Alberni fire has grown again so quickly, hoping everyone involved will stay safe. So there's a message from one of our listeners, Rita, in Kitsilano. And you pointed out you live really close to the Wesley Ridge fire as well. And that fire is being held, but it's burning. It's been a concern as well. What have you and your family and neighbors been going through over these past few weeks?
It's been fairly chaotic because there's a lot of uncertainty. Um, Everyone's though like these situations bring out communities in really good ways as well. So through all of the adversity and wondering the what ifs, everyone's talking to each other and communicating. Neighbors are probably closer than they've been in a long time, like asking each other what they're doing, what they're getting ready to do, where they're going to go, what they're getting ready. So we're prepared and we have been prepared, and it's been okay. It's definitely some weird. It's hard to really describe. It's very surreal when you look outside and there's smoke billowing from a forest fire that you can see.
Right. Now, are those conditions, those billowing smoke conditions, is that sort of hampering your photography? I mean, you got to get out there and get into some pretty poor air quality and take pictures of smoky skies. Is that possible, advisable at this point?
It's probably not that smart. And I think that once this all settles down, I'm probably going to have a bit of a burnout. That would be my guess, and just need some serious rest. But the like endorphins and adrenaline from going out and going to do this and feeling like I should and that people want me to, and the response from the photos has been so strong that it kind of my body doesn't know how bad it is yet. But we'll see how it is once it's all over. I feel like I'm gonna crash pretty hard.
Well, yeah, and you've got young kids. I mean, what have you been reflecting on as this has been going on all around you?
I think a lot of what I've been reflecting on is that I didn't take this stuff seriously in the past when I would see it on the news happening in other places and communities that um, we aren't being active enough about what we can do to prevent and to fight these fires. So like once it hits home and you're seeing it happen to you and to your communities and to the people you know and love, it hits a lot different. And then it makes you think about how this isn't new and this has been happening all over the country for a long time. So, and again, back to making me feel like I need to go out and document this stuff and help raise awareness. So I feel like I've been put in a place where I can be useful during this and not just worried about what's going to happen to me and my family.
Right. And ultimately, again, and you're saying you haven't taken it as seriously as maybe you should have because it wasn't so close to home. What is your hope in terms of what we can learn from this?
We need to be better prepared to fight these fires. And there seems to be a lot of very strange politics involved in the resources allocated to certain places at certain times and how much resources we have to fight these fires. The Mars bombers being put into museums last year is also like ironic in the worst possible ways. We need to have more things in advancements in fighting fires and being prepared for it, not like hiding them away. And that was living on Sprout Lake just up the road outside of Port Alberni until last summer. And now it's in a museum.
Listen, Colby, we're going to let you go. You take good care and of you and your family, and thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you.
That is Colby Rex O'Neill, a photography and documentary filmmaker. He's the owner of Lotus Eaters Films, and he has been filming and posting images of both fires on Vancouver Island. He lives very close to the Wesley Ridge fire, and he has also posted images of the Mount Underwood fire on his Facebook page.